So these... Oh hi, my name is Jay, and for today's video I'm going to combine my January favorites and my January book wrap-up because I didn't have a chance to upload on separate days. So here we go. Jumping into the beauty favorites first, I only have one that I'm going to share, and I had to look up the pronunciation for this and I'm still gonna mess it up, but L'Occitane. So I bought this lavender lotion from L'Occitane, and it is this lavender and acacia soothing night hand cream. And recently I've noticed that I've been getting into a lot of lavender scents. I used to not like it before, but recently I've been gravitating towards like scents and flavors. It is very light on your hands, it's also very moisturizing, and the scent is very light as well. I don't know if I would count this as fashion, but it is a bag. It's a recyclable bag, but it's still a bag. And it is this right here. It says it's all about the shoes. And as you can tell, it's kind of like a Wizard of Oz bag. And my favorite movie in the entire world is The Wizard of Oz. My friend bought this for me for Christmas, and I've just been loving it because it's so cute. The 1975 recently released a brand new song called The Sound, and I am obsessed. I love the vibe, the feel, the sound of their music, so I'm really excited that they came out with a new song and hopefully a new album really soon. Rachel Platten also came out with her brand new album this past January 1st. I am so proud of her. I've been a fan of hers since 2012, 2013, so before Fighting Song and Stand By You became super popular, and I am so extremely proud of her. I can't say that I fully love the album. There are some songs that I just didn't really like. I felt like her album and her songs could have been a lot stronger, especially since she's been doing this for a while. But that doesn't take away from the fact that I'm super proud of her, and I wish her the best in her music career. The next artist I've been loving is Angie Miller. She was on American Idol a couple seasons ago and she didn't win, but I was rooting for her the entire time. I love her voice. I think it's so strong and so powerful, and I just recently found out that she released an EP back in 2014 called Weathered. And it contains 6 songs, and I love all of them. I think they're so wonderful. I love the lyrics. So if you are looking for a new artist, definitely go check her out. Her voice is so beautiful, and her songs kind of have like a Paramore-y kind of vibe. I finally had a chance to watch Room, and I am so happy that I did. So Room came out at the end of last year, but I didn't get a chance to see it because it was in limited release, but it finally came to a theater close to me, so I got a chance to watch it, and I just think that it was so well done. And it is about a mother who gets kidnapped and she has a son, and they are stuck in this little room, and it's about them getting out of that room and kind of going back into society, and it is such an amazing film. Brie Larson definitely deserved a Golden Globe for her performance because it was so wonderful and so moving. All of the actors did an amazing job. Recently, I've been getting back into Switched at Birth. I had watched the first season when it first came out, but then I forgot to record the second season, so I didn't really want to get back into it. And then whenever I saw promos for it, it looked so convoluted and weird that I just didn't want to continue watching it. But the first 4 seasons are on Netflix, so I just decided to watch something, and I remembered why I loved it so much. I have a new brand of tea that I'm obsessed with, and it is called Tea Forte, and this is one of the things that I bought from them. It's from their Passport collection, and it has 10 different black, green, white, and herbal teas. What I love about this is that they use silk tea infuser bags, which are a lot better than like regular tea bags because the flavor of the tea just comes out a lot cleaner and it just tastes a lot better. And these are full leaf teas, which is just even more fantastic. So they come in this like little pyramid pouch, and when you open it, the tea bags look like this, which are super cute. As you can see, these are full tea leaves, but my favorite thing about this is actually the little stem thing. And what's cool is that it's kind of flexible. It feels like there's a wire. I don't know what it's made out of, but here you can see that you can kind of bend it. So when you do pour water into your mug, you can kind of like hook this onto the rim of the mug so that the tea bag doesn't like dip in and get all up in your tea So yeah, those were all my favorites of this month. So let's get into the book wrap-up portion. The first book I read this month was Blood and Chocolate by Annette Klause, and I was not a fan. I like to think that if I had read this back in the time when I was reading Twilight and I was really into like reading a bunch of supernatural books, that I would have loved this, but unfortunately it was just not for me. I didn't like any of the characters. There was no likability factor, not even in the main character, and her initial love interest was just really rushed. All of the interactions between everyone feels very rushed and not organic. And when I'm reading books, I want to like characters and I want to develop opinions about different characters. And there's someone at the end of the book that shows up and it just doesn't feel right. Like, I sense no connection between her and this other person, and it was just all really weird, so I'm kind of disappointed in this book. The second book I read was The Longest Ride by Nicholas Sparks. Not my favorite Nicholas Sparks book. So the story is told with two romances, two separate like storylines that kind of connect at the end of the book. And unfortunately, I think the way that the story was told didn't really work out. I feel like I would have enjoyed this book a lot better if the stories were told separately, but the way that they were told in like alternating chapters, I was really bored and I felt like the story was dragging along. I liked the characters, I liked the romances, but I just really would have liked one story to be done so that I could just enjoy it throughout, because once it would be interrupted by the other romance, I was just like, oh, but I want to continue reading about this one. So I didn't like how it was told in the book. This is one of those instances where I really like the film a lot better than the book. And the last book was also a disappointment. I felt like January was a month of disappointing books, which is not really good to start off the new year, but hopefully February is a lot better. And the last book I read was Impossible by Nancy Werlin. Okay, so there's this little blurb by Gregory Maguire in the front of this, and he says that it was awesome. And I love Gregory Maguire, and I always feel weird when authors I love endorse books that I don't like. Like, I feel like I have an obligation to like the books that they are talking about. Unfortunately, I couldn't get into it at all. I mean, the characters were fine, but the whole storyline, I just could not get on board with the curse. So this story is about a girl named Lucy, and her family has been cursed. I'm not going to mention what the curse is because I think that'll be a little spoilery, but there's a curse and she has to perform these 3 tasks in order to get rid of the curse in her family. I mean, it does kind of sound interesting, but at the same time, the way that the story was told and the whole plot, I just could not get on the wagon. I didn't like any of it, and I just kind of trudged through the book. Hopefully some other people will like it if the curse element kind of sounds interesting to you, but for me it was just not a good book. Okay, yeah, so that's it for my favorites and my book wrap up. If you read any of these books, please let me know. If you have any favorites of this month, I would like to know as well, so hopefully they will become my favorites at some point throughout the year. Alright, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you another time. Goodbye! And I got the water. It's special because it's in the 60th anniversary cup.